everybody. Do you like coffee? I love coffee. And here at my residence, we serve a particular coffee. And that coffee has a bean that is from Sumatra, but it was roasted in California near my university. Why do I serve that coffee here? Because my wife, Mrs Yon, is from Indonesia, and Sumatra are some very great beans from that area of Indonesia. And I'm Ambassador Hugo Yon. I'm the first ambassador resident here in the Maldives. And I went to school in a place in California where they roast these coffee beans. So here in our U.S. ambassador residence, we serve with dark roast Sumatra coffee. And that's also why we have a nickname for this residence that we call California House. You know, when we designed the first residence here, we had some really great people from our State Department Overseas Building Office. We have a whole design team. So they first said, what's the concept? And so there were only a few of us here on the ground, right? And, you know, Mrs. Yon and I were here. And by the way, her first name is Lisa. So Lisa and I were here and we're like, this is a big ocean country. All right. The new residents should have water theme, right? So we talked to our designers in Washington and they were like, okay. So they came up with the backdrop. All right. And everything in here in the furniture, the rugs, the colors, you know, we do a traditional style American made furniture, but the style is something that tells you about the water. So when Lisa was looking at the art, when we had that whole catalog, I mean, there are thousands of pieces of art. And how do you choose just 19, right? And so we went with the water theme, right? And so we picked artists and works that are from the ocean, lakes, right? Rivers, right? And ocean. And we try to put that out there. And then we also try to bring some color. And Lisa is actually her own artist. Lisa makes handmade cards, right? And she loves the colors that pop, right? And so we picked some pop art, some very recognizable pop art, as well as other kinds of art that, you know, give the feeling of coming together and sitting around a coffee area, seeing the ocean and different kinds of themes. And that's kind of how we put it together. Of course, there's a little piece of special art that's just, I'm not an artist. Opposites attract, she's the artist. So really it's to Lisa's credit, but I did pick two pieces. And maybe when you see through, you'll see there's a American football player, a very famous one, Jim Brown. And there's a great painting there. And I played football, American football, not football that you all know. And of course we are hosting FIFA this year, you know, but I played American football and I love football. So that Jim Brown painting is one that really speaks to me. And then right next to it is a picture of a place where I'm from, San Francisco. And a Fisherman's Wharf is a wonderful place to visit. There's an old traditional restaurant there and it had a great piece of art from there. And that just speaks to me from my hometown and sharing that with you.
Yeah, so so other than the water theme and the personal passion and hometown, I requested some iconic American artists. And that's why the Andy Warhol piece in the Royal Lichtenstein room. The curator that was assigned to work with us totally understood what I wanted, and she had put in our collection to choose from. She narrowed it down to 115 from a couple thousand pieces to choose from in the website. Then the 115 came with the flower and the Royal Lichtenstein, and she wanted me to look at it, and I thought that was really great. But then not too long later, she came back with another email and saying that, but the Andy Warhol and these two Tom Slaughters behind me are too vibrant, because she saw the interior designer chose more muted colors, and do I still want to have vibrant colors? And then I said, yes, don't overthink it. It's okay. Maldives is like tropical and great, but having bright colors would make it more fun. And then she said, okay. So that's how we came to the decision. I felt like it kind of happened because when I was presented with the 115 pieces, I knew that I wanted to have some blues, and it was an abstract because the blues would represent Indian Ocean. I wanted bright flowers because it's tropical. I wanted a lighthouse because it's also an ocean side. So I felt like I would pick different genre and also different decades, but it still represent a whole host history of American art, and up to the modern pop art is like more recent. And I felt like that would make a kind of like a good way of representing American art in the residents in Maldives, and also give our Maldivian friends and expat friends who live in Maldives a way to understand that America is really fun. It's really different, but it's great. There is a piece there that you might really like. It's a koi fish. The artist is from California, which is the ambassador's homestay, and in the computer screen when we had the video call, it didn't look like anything. It just looked like it's a fish. But the curator explained that it's a resin. I'm pretty sure you will like it. Let me just put it. So she recommended that I pick it. And I'm glad I did, because when we opened it, it's right here. It really is amazing.
Yeah, it looked different. We're like, well, that's not what we saw in the picture, but we like it. It's very nice.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I'm glad it did.
How old is the oldest work?
1897 Maldivian.
1897.
That's the oldest one. Yes. If you'll be surprised, Andy Warhol is a work from 1970, so it's over 50 years ago, 55 years ago, but it doesn't look like it's been that old. It looks like it could be today.
Just like us.
Thank you.
Over 50, but look like 39, 29. No, just kidding. Now, you know, next year we celebrate our 250th birthday of America. And so these art pieces get about half our history, but we do know that Maldives has like 2,500 years of history. But still, we think this art is a great representation, and we do welcome people to come see it. I would say first off is breathtaking, right? I mean, we landed after how many, 20, 28, 30-hour journey with our family. We landed here. We landed at Valana International Airport, and then we saw the Maldives sign. So we went out there and, you know, we took a picture that we're here, and you look at that water and I was like, why is it so blue, right? It is so clear and so blue. It's part of the reason why you have such rich pelagic life here. I'm a big time scuba diver. I've been scuba diving for 28 years. Some such spectacular diving here. Even places are not known in Maldives to be great dive sites. I just drop in the water and amazing what you see here. The richness of the life, the health and resilience of the corals, absolutely spectacular. So the first word, spectacular. And then after that, it is relentlessness. And what do I say that? As I got to know the history of the Maldives people and what happened here over the last 5 decades, right? And, you know, Maldives was pretty far behind in economic development in the 60s. You know, when it became independent, when we established our diplomatic relations, the international community came here and said, this place is inappropriate for international tourism, right? Maldivian people said, why? And, you know, these international people that came and studied, they gave the reasons why. No, you don't have this, you don't have this, you don't have this infrastructure. Maldivian people built it step by step. They did not quit. They went after it. They said, I refuse to allow the winds of fate to determine my future. I'm going to relentlessly pursue a dream. And they achieved it. And look at where Maldives is today, right? It's a middle high income country, offering beauty to the world, right? Friend to everyone. and they've done it over a relentless pursuit of excellence, right? It's fabulous. We joined, American brands joined in 1990s, right? And joined the journey and have done very well and continue to do so. So I say that word relentlessness of the Maldivian people, willing to take risks, work hard, and not let the winds of fate determine their future. So I would say relentlessness, and I really admire that. I really admire that.
What I wasn't expecting about Maldives is the diversity of it because it on the big whole world map, it's only dots on the ocean. And then as I got here, I realized that the curry in the north is different than the curry in the south. The mangoes are different in the north and the mangoes in the south, which was like, really? The rihakuru is different in the north and in Malé and in south. The people look different. There is a curly hair of people from Adu and, straight hair people in the north. So I realized, like, this is so unexpected, but in a way it's so cool. And this is what I thought you guys should market more is the culture is like is more than just resorts and blue ocean water. The coral stone that is carved with the 99 names of Allah. Why is that not in the website anywhere? I never heard of it until I got here. That's the mosque in Utim and the palace. That was really cool, right? And then the mosque right in Malé is I think it's 1,100 year old, but it got burned down and 500 years later. I just saw like it's so cool, and I don't think many people have a perception of Maldives in that sense. They only understand it's a tourist island, and that's it. But there are also people who love food and who love diversity and who love their rihakuru. To me still strange thing, but yes, but look.
I like the spicy one.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, right? Bajia is amazing. Like there's a whole host of street food snack here that it's a culture of its own. So I think you guys should do more than just promoting tourism.
Yeah.
In that way, I think.
That one thing very common that you would say everywhere we go, there's so much difference. But then when you talk to everyone is one Maldives, And the Maldivian people are very unified in that sense. The political competition, everything, and people compete. The soccer matches, the futsal matches, a different team. But at the end, they all come together. And that's a lot like United States, too. We have e pluribus unum, the many one. So we have so many things that are common here. We went to the very north tip. We went to the very southern tip. I got to the very eastern tip. But I never got to I got to the very western tip. I never got to the very eastern tip. So, Lise, we're going to have to come back. We have to come back. There's something we didn't do.